Hello everyone, I'm Nate and welcome to my channel. It is officially a winter wonderland out here in central Ohio. Finally, it's just February. Got our first snow day here. Fantastic. Today I am reviewing your newest pocket-friendly yo-yo. I'm just kidding. You see this beast? Oh my goodness. Let's talk about this monster. All right, this is the Pomelo. That's a fun word, from Atmos YoYos. All right, let's go. Atmos, if you don't know about Atmos, I reviewed their debut yo-yo, the Cloudberry, and I will be honest, it was one of my favorite top 10 yo-yos of 2020. All right, it was just a fantastic organic, nice and floaty, just hit all those marks for me as far as what I prefer in a yo-yo, just personal bias, and also just, it was just a good yo-yo. It was a great starting point for a company. And they are venturing out with this beast. Oh my gosh, look how big this is. I mean, I have big hands, but holy cow. This is the biggest yo-yo I've ever reviewed on the channel. I had to double check on that, but it is the biggest yo-yo, diameter and width-wise. I'm sure if I reviewed like off-string yo-yos, that would be different, but this is up there with that size. Now, one of the things that they were trying to go for was to try to break the conventional ideas behind large, oversized, and this is certainly oversized. Most often oversized yo-yos are just kind of more brick-like, you know, and they're going to be a little slower moving and so on. Maybe not so much brick, but they're not light, and they don't feel nimble on the string. They don't necessarily always feel even floaty either. So they wanted to kind of push that. You're going to see some design features. If you go back and look at my Cloudberry review, you'll see some similarities to this. It's sort of like they have a model, so to speak, a sort of brand look. Their yo-yos are very clean design. I actually have another prototype from them I'll be talking about in a couple weeks, so you know, stay tuned for that. And that yo-yo too has a similar look than this one. Very different design, but has some similarities. First off, you're going to see that little circle just like you had on the Cloudberry, the aesthetic mark there. Nothing, you know, crazy, but that is kind of a nice little branding mark, and expect to see that maybe on the next one as well. And you have this sort of step as well, so kind of pulling it away from there. So it is organic, but it isn't high-walled, and so it's going to perform, at least as far as the gap is concerned, just like any other maybe V-shape or H-shape or what have you performance style of shape. Kind of hits all those, you know, marks where it's comfortable in the hand like a organic's going to be, but the gap is going to be really performance based. And so they kept that with the Pomelo here. And by the way, Pomelo is I looked it up, it's a giant citrus fruit. According to Wikipedia, it is nicknamed sometimes the Citrus Maximus. It's like a citrus for the whole family. And that's exactly, I think that's why they chose this, because it's a giant yo-yo. So Pomelo, that's just Pomelo. It's fun. It's got fun syllables. Anyways, I also like the blast on this. It's a little bit more of a, kind of almost reminds me a little bit of the Candy Blast a little bit, or even a little bit of the Diamond Blast as well. It's a little bit more rugged than it was on the Cloudberry that I had. I'm not sure if that will be standard from then on, but the other one that I have, again, that prototype I'm talking about that I hinted at, also has a very similar finish, and I like that. It's going to be better for grinds, and it gives a nice matted look to that color. I really like that gold. The walls are super thin. You can tell where they just thin that out as much as they possibly could to cut down on that weight so that it's not going to be sluggish. It does have a little bit of a lip for an IRG, plus the bowls are just giant. Now, because they're so big, I don't think you're gonna get great finger spins. We'll try it, but they're not gonna be centering. I think there's just gonna be too much movement, but that's not saying it's not possible rather. And then as far as horizontal and those sort of performance type tricks, I think it'll perform okay. I don't think it will be ideal. You know, just looking at the size here, I feel like this would be a yo-yo for performers, right? I know there's a number of people in the community that have had opportunities, like myself, it's been a number of years, to perform at places like nursing homes and schools and programs like that. And such a large yo-yo that actually performs really well, which we'll get to, might actually be a really good pickup for people like that. But I also think it's gonna be a good pickup if you want something very unique. And if you like what Atmos started with. So the quality is there machine-wise and all that, and I think you're really gonna enjoy this one. I think it's gonna break the mold as far as what you understand oversized yo-yos can be. All right, let's go and actually play it and talk about how it plays on the string. All right, let's go. All right, welcome back. All right, so on a catch, let's talk about that first. It's really comfortable, it's huge. I don't feel like even with somebody with smaller hands, now if I pass this on to my kid who's only 9, it may be a struggle. So for children, it might not work great. I think it might be a little bit too large, but for a grown-up, I think it's gonna fit fine. I have pretty large hands, so it's actually really nice on the catch. And that organic shape is fantastic. As far as the feel on the string, it is exactly what I think they tried to approach. Again, they were trying to kind of break those standards of oversized yo-yos, large, like extra large yo-yos oftentimes are just not nimble feeling, they don't have a lot of feel and bounce. I feel like this yo-yo, I feel like I can just kind of bounce along with it, you know? It's gonna be hard to see my white string here on the snow, I just realized. The one thing I forgot to talk about too, I'm gonna bring it up to the camera here, but let's check this out. Can you hear that? I mean, this is just aluminum, but it has that ding a little bit more of like titanium. So every once in a while on a catch, because it's just so big, and when you could eat cereal out of this, right? Which I might sometime for kicks. Yeah, it's huge, and it just has that kind of ding, you know, feel to it. Really pleasant, yeah, really pleasant. If you haven't caught, by the way, YoYo Expert and I have been working on a contest. They are sponsoring and doing a giveaway of a $100 gift card of a remix of Cold Fusion. So every month, we're gonna do a different classic ladder trick. And so for the month of February, it's gonna be, the focus is on Cold Fusion. I'm not gonna tell you what the next month is, even if I had it figured out. But it's gonna be an ongoing thing. So I hope that there's lots of good reception from it. I hope that you enter. It's gonna be a lottery. So even if like your trick, you feel like, it's okay, it's not gonna win anything, it's gonna be a lottery. So as long as it fits the criteria, I'll have a link in the description here of the video explaining all that. So check that out, check out the rules and where to post that on the YoYo Expert forum, all right? Gap's good, binds are super snappy as well. This yo-yo is really good for regen, by the way. You're gonna wanna just regen it all day. Yeah, really nice, I like that a lot. Gap obviously is huge. I talked about that grind finish. It's gonna grind really well. The shape's okay for that. Obviously, it's an organic shape, so it may not open up as much for grinding, but it's really well balanced. And it does have a little bit of an IRG. Very easy to pop up and hit. Things like talon grinds are gonna be really easy too. You just have so much space there to lock in your fingers. Talked about for finger spins. You see how much that kind of moves around? It's not gonna be impossible to do finger spins with if you're wanting to do that. But there's just a lot of space there and it doesn't center in at all. So it's gonna be pretty wobbly as far as that's concerned. But again, not impossible, just I don't think I would gravitate towards this yo-yo for those kind of things. But I tell you what, I really like the feel on the string. It's very unique because it is so large. It feels like a large yo-yo, but it feels light and nimble at the same time, right? It's not gonna be that yo-yo that you're gonna do a lot of tech with. I feel like this yo-yo, you're just gonna wanna bounce and chill with. Like it's just gonna be one of those yo-yos that you could do a long session of just chilling with, but you're not gonna feel like it's cumbersome because it's so overweighted as many oversized yo-yos are. I really am liking where Atmos is going. I like their aesthetic. They're very just gorgeous yo-yos. The overall packaging and even branding of their product is very, very classy. And I like that. And I think we need more of that sort of classiness There's quite a few companies out there right now that are kind of just giving class back to yo-yo, and Atmos is one of them. All right, that's gonna do it for now, and until the next one, which in the next one I might be reviewing one of the smallest, if not the smallest yo-yo I've ever reviewed on this channel. So stay tuned. Also, make sure you're entering that contest for the Cold Fusion Remix. I wanna see those entries, all right? Until the next one, later.